Alrighty. Are we back?
Nope.
No.
You say nope.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. So, where did we leave our hero? In the tavern, yeah?
Yike.
Alright. We're about to leave and go back to Demlin's.
Yike.
Very well. You walk out the front door of the tavern, and it is now pouring. Not super heavily, but it's going pretty good. A couple lightning bolts here and there, but for the most part, the storm seems further away. If you have them, lift the hoods on your cloaks and carry on down the street to Demlin's. Once you arrive in front of the shop, you see that he is still on the back, pounding away at some other piece of work. He's apparently finished or is taking a break from the piece that he was working on previously.
Okay. I go up to him and ask him a little bit more about the coins and tell him where I found them.
He examines the coins that you have marked with the scratch across the surface, and he says, "Aye, these are in fact counterfeit." He kind of looks them over a little bit more, and he says, "It's a pretty good job, too. And you said you found these in the sewer?"
Correct.
"The sewer in Beggar's Quarter."
I believe so.
"And the rumors are true." He kind of gazes off for a second. And he comes back and he says, "There was a problem in this town. Not long ago, a thieves' guild had formed. Pickpockets, urchins, things of that nature, spies all about the city. It was rumored that they had been based in the Beggar's Quarter. No one knew where. All the buildings had been searched. Nothing. But if you say they were in the sewers that you found them, there's a very good chance that they had been hiding out down there."
Well, we did fight a big worm, octopus-looking thing.
"A worm, octopus-looking thing?"
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not good at explaining things. Maybe Bob could tell you more about it.
They had a lot of legs.
"Oh!" And he kind of, as it comes back to him, he understands what you're talking about now. He says, "Oh, one of those monstrosities. There was one of those living in the city. It's a shame, disgusting. Those things could definitely rook some terror. I don't think that's what's been causing all the trouble, though. Thank you for taking care of it, for sure, but I think there's more to do yet. If you know what I mean."
Yeah, I poked it.
Poked it. He kind of looks up at you again, just not really sure if you're all there. "It's a good job you did. Could have caused a lot of damage."
Oh yeah. I saw a picture too.
"A picture?" And he suddenly becomes very interested. "What was it of?"
I think I saw another picture of the guy.
"It was a man?"
Yeah, have you seen it here?
Without a description, it's hard to say.
He had pointy ears.
20 years. Likely an elf.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was definitely an elf. And he or her was wearing black.
An elf in all black.
Yeah.
You say it could have been a man, could have been a woman.
I don't assume genders, but Bob.
That kind of androgyny could only belong to one. He kind of goes over to a shelf and pulls out a rolled up piece of paper and he shows it to you. Is this the man that you saw? And it's definitely this guy's face, but it's kind of poorly sketched. It's a wanted poster.
That's where we fucking saw it.
Yeah.
This is him.
Yeah.
Aye. He's the leader of the Thieves Guild. Wanted for 3 counts of murder and likely hundreds of counts of thievery. And apparently now, 1 count of counterfeit money.
He's really good at making the bed.
That's nice. He's really not sure what to think of you at this point, and he's just kind of hoping that the conversation with you is going to be done soon. He knows you're a very kind soul, but there's just no.
He doesn't want to be my friend.
There's not a whole lot of substance when it comes to talking to you, and he can sense that, or at least that's how he feels about it. So he kind of looks to Max, even though he doesn't really like him. He says, "Aye, if this is this confirms it. Then if this is actually the Thieves Guild's hideout, you'll want to be careful if you go back down there. There's likely to be dozens of traps, although I'd imagine several of them have already been set off."
There was this one trap that poisoned us and kind of held us there for a little bit.
Aye, that sounds like his work. He
But it
never really
was
gives
weird.
you a name.
Oh,
But he's definitely confident that it's probably this guy on the wanted post. And he's telling you for sure that is Thieves Guild hideout.
Bob, you want to go back down there?
Okay.
We're going back down there.
All right, boys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Was there a like reward amount or anything on the poster?
At the bottom you can see it's kind of scrawled out. Actually, can you read?
Good question. I'm really
Okay.
not too sure.
Yeah, roll an intelligence check.
Wait, no. Shit.
No, just roll an intelligence check to see if you can make out the handwriting. These are all handwritten posters, probably done by Talkus the Scribe.
Let's see, 13, say 11.
11. He has a very, very scrolly kind of flair to a lot of the initial letters on the poster, but at the bottom, written out very plainly, it says, by the Lord's command, a reward shall be offered upon seizure of this criminal. So it doesn't specify an amount, but you can assume by the numerous counts of crime that this guy's committed, he's probably worth a pretty penny.
Okay.
Penny?
I was just kind of, thinking if there's like a money sign with a bunch of numbers after it.
Yeah, you can read common. It's just it's difficult as it gets more fancy.
Okay.
Back to the sewers.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Bob's just gonna start walking out and kind of heading back towards the.
You guys make your way through the town, around the back of the shop, and down into the Beggar's Quarter, back into the really crappy buildings. It seems even drearier and shittier when it's actually cloudy and actually raining, and the whole place is just kind of depressing. You work through some of the alleyways to get back to the sewer lid, which you've left open. And you can now see that a lot of water coming from the upper levels of the city, as well as just gathering here in the lower level, has started to kind of flow through the streets down here and wash a lot of blood and the refuse away and down into the grates. You're now standing around the manhole.
Go in.
All right. You are climbing down the ladder. Fortunately, the surface is slightly rusted, so you get a good grip all the way down. And you reach the bottom, and you kind of splash down a little bit. As your feet touch the ground, you get little kind of bits of gore and water kind of splash up onto your pants.
Oh.
You step aside so Bob can do the very same thing. And you are now standing at the base of the ladder in the cylindrical kind of room with the doorway basically right in front of you. The pile of bodies is unchanged from the fight. It's kind of spread out now a little more since the carrion crawler had burst from it. But other than that, it's not moving anymore. There's nothing else that seems to be really in it other than a couple of rats here and there. And the deceased carrion crawler is now behind you.
This carrying. Oh,
Bob's
Is
gonna
that-
light another torch.
Another torch? Are you standing directly under the ladder?
Actually, yeah, I'll probably go grab the one I left in the
Okay. It is still lit.
sconce, I guess.
Yeah, it's still lit.
All right.
it's late.
So you walk down the hallway a little bit, kind of splashing through the muck and the mire, and lift the torch off the wall. You continue down to the corner and turn down to face the grate, and you are now stopped at the crates with the three-way intersection.
Should we go to the left since we already went to the right?
Okay.
So you guys are going to go the way that you haven't been yet?
Yeah.
You turn down the hallway, which is actually to your right this time. You head down and you see the tables and chairs that you saw before. And as you enter the room, it all fills with light. And you see that this is kind of a study area. This is where you presume the thieves would come and study old texts, perhaps even perfect some of their tinkering or bombs, trinkets, things like that. There are 4 bookshelves in the room, 1 on either end, and 2 against the opposite wall of the doorway that you just came in. There are 3 tables in the room. Some have books laid out on them. One of them is kind of against the wall and has a few odds and ends, some tools, and some little knick-knacky things, as well as a piece of paper with a dark powder on it.
Shit. I just noticed I still had those documents. Do any of those books have word translations?
Translations?
Yeah.
Do an investigation check.
D20, right?
Mhm.
10.
10. You scour through the first couple of bookshelves and you see nothing really noteworthy. You look at the third and the fourth and you see a lot of the same. So you just kind of give up the search. There's not really anything helpful. It just appears to be old literature on fighting techniques and some studies on particular magics that are kind of not really that impressive, as well as the creation of things like caltrops and bombs and that sort. General thieves' knowledge.
Bob, what's your thoughts?
Bob shrugs. I don't like books.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. Okay, you said there's 3 desks. What's on the desk?
2 of the desks have books laid out on them, and one of the desks has a few tools, some metal shells, and a paper with a heavy black powder on it.
Pick up that paper with the heavy black powder.
Okay, roll dexterity.
15.
15.
Yeah.
You pick up the paper and about half the powder spills out onto the desk, but you manage to catch the other half. And you're just...
Is there anything on that paper?
Black powder.
That's it?
Yeah, it's just a pile of black powder.
Can I put that in my pouch somehow?
Yes.
I want to do that.
You reach behind you and open up your pack, and you go to tip your hand in, and all of the powder runs off the paper into the bottom of your sack, and the paper just kind of floats down on top of the things that you got powder all.
Well, screw it.
What is that?
I don't know, but if we go back to town, I want to ask Dwellin what that is. Might just be black powder, but who knows?
Is there anything else you want to do in this room?
Bob?
Bob doesn't really have much to add.
A room
One
full of
last
books.
thing.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah. God, again. Read. I want to read those books that are on the desk. See what they really are.
The books that are open.
Yeah.
You flip through a few pages and you see that it's just kind of a manual on sneaking around. It gives you recommendations on types of clothing that you should wear, types of armors that you should avoid, best practices for remaining unseen. Nothing super useful. However, you do kind of glean a few things on it, and I will give you one. We'll do a D4 of inspiration on your next dexterity.
So roll a d4.
Not yet.
Oh.
Just know that you have it.
Okay.
I'll mark it down. D4.
While Max is reading, Bob's going to be kind of bored and just kind of grab that piece of paper and just stick the torch under it.
Bob sticks the torch under one of the pieces of paper with the piles of black coarse powder on it, and immediately, in a flash, the paper goes up, and the coarse powder bursts into flames, lights up the room like a flash of lightning for an instant, smokes, and then is gone.
Oh.
You now have a bit of black soot on your face and your chest, and the paper that was in your hand has singed your fingertips so that they are about as black as charcoal.
Was that charcoal? The black powder that I have in my bag, is that charcoal right now?
Do an intelligence check.
D40, right?
Insight, yeah, do insight specifically. It's going to be a D20.
Bob just kind of wipes this away from his eyes.
11.
11. You recognize it as black powder, as in like a coarse type of gunpowder.
Okay.
Yay.
God, for the dumb Bob, he's the one that gets everything. Okay, Bob, good job.
Bob's just bored.
Yeah, Bob just lit
They're
something on
reading
fire.
books.
Bob just lit something on fire.
So there's nothing else here.
As far as you can tell, no. It's all just books and tables and tinkers and things like that. Things of that nature.
What kind of tinkers? Can I take that and sell it?
Probably not.
Okay, never mind.
The
Back
tools-
to the other room.
Okay.
Is there more paper with black powder on it?
No, there was just the two.
Okay.
Bob wants to light up more stuff.
Yes.
All right, so you guys are leaving that room?
Bob.
Can I have your powder?
fine. And move over my powder.
R.I.P. Mini-Me.
Bob's just gonna dump it out on the floor.
Yeah, that's kind of how he does it. He tips his backpack upside down and kind of catches the bigger things, and the paper falls out along with the powder. The powder piles up on the floor, but the paper does a flip into the torch and also lights up immediately, just gone in a flash.
Yay.
So now there's just this pile of black powder on the damp sewer floor.
Okay. Bob starts to walk out of the room now.
Okay. You both leave the room and walk back down the hallway. You pass up the crates and are now at the intersection with the old rusty gate and 2 hallways leading, one to your left, one to your right.
Was one of those the one that had or no, I guess we just went to the place I saw that had like the chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been to the gate yet, so I guess Bob will just walk up to the gate and start pushing on it.
Okay. The gate does not budge. It's locked. It's a very thick, kind of corroded metal, but definitely still strong enough to be very difficult.
Okay. I don't know if this is a good idea.
Okay.
I want to use Thunderwave on that gate.
Oh God. Okay.
That was around.
You doing that right now?
Can I?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna warn Bob this time?
Yeah, Bob, move away, please.
Hold on, I almost got it.
Damn it, Bob, I'm gonna hit it with a thunder wave again.
What?
I'm gonna hit it with a thunder wave. Magic, pew pew, move.
Oh, okay. Bob backs way behind Max.
So Bob backs away about 20 feet down the hallway, and Max is sitting there at this intersection, preparing to do his thunder wave. There is a sound beyond the gate of rushing water, but not a whole lot of light coming from it. He prepares his thunder wave. He does his verbal command and his somatic hand movements, and conjures a thunder wave that boom shakes the entire sewer, just as it did before. Bob's ears begin to ring immediately, as do Max's, and Max actually suffers a dizzy spell as well. But the gate itself does not budge.
What the?
Why didn't you open it?
Man, I don't know. I'm dizzy as shit right now, so. I don't know.
At the
Do you happen
So-
to see like any bars or anything in the area I might be able to use to
for leverage,
yeah.
no, not here. Down to your left there is a pile of rubble, and to the right you can see another gate.
Bob's gonna go down to the other gate.
You both wander down to the other gate, and as you reach it, you look to your right, and you see the bunk. And to your left is another kind of busted up cave in. A lot of stone, dirt, clay, and other just refuse is tossed into that hallway. The gate is now right in front of you.
Does that gate open?
The gate does open. It is not a locked gate. You push the gate open. It squeaks very loudly, and you have free passage through.
Go in.
As the gate squeaks open, you hear a considerable amount of squeaking and skittering in front of you as what you assume is a number of rats running down the hallway, getting away.
Let's continue on.
Okay. As you push down the hallway, you begin to hear flowing water again. And you emerge into a large room with a walkway that you are now standing on, looking down over a rather large pit, and directly across the pit from you, there are two very large kind of circle holes in the wall. They seem to be pipes that run from a larger collection point, perhaps in the upper city, and that runs down through those pipes and into this pit, which, again, assuming you're at all familiar with how storm systems work in this part of the world, probably just runs to an underground river that will spring from a mountain somewhere. But other than that, there's nothing really of note. There is one door to your right and two doors to your left, one being on the wall that you just came through and one being directly adjacent to that.
Bob's gonna walk over to one of the doors on the left, on the same wall that we just came from.
Okay. You look down it, and you see... you don't really see light, but you do see a bit of... As thunder flashes overhead, you see a glint on falling water in the center of what appears to be a large...
A large chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go in here, Max?
Hell yeah.
So,
Bob walks in, looks around with the torch.
I'm hiding behind Bob.
as you go in, the room does begin to light up. You can't quite make out the other side of the room. It's a very large room, probably 50 feet across, but it's just a large circle. You can see a few of the doorways have actually been caved in. There are about 8 doorways all around this circle, 2 leading in each of the cardinal directions, it would seem. Excuse me. And in the center is a very large graded area. It's a very, very big kind of grid work of this crisscross iron grating. And up above, as the lightning flashes every once in a while, you can see that there is a very big opening, probably about 6 feet across, with bars that run across it, and from that opening a lot of water is pouring, and it's creating a cylindrical waterfall almost. It goes straight down into the center of this grate, which does have a hole in it. It has been rusted through right there in the center, and the iron bars have fallen away, revealing a deep, deep pit just beneath your feet as you stand on the grating. There are a number of broken open, busted up boxes kind of scattered across the grate. Probably didn't get there by themselves, were probably washed down at one point. And in the northwest corner, kind of off in front of you to the left a little bit, you can kind of smell the stench again of death, just corpses piled up over there. There are also three more of those tunnels that run from other parts of the city that are just kind of pouring water down onto the grate.
Where now, Max?
Can we go down there? Down the big hole or whatever?
If you want.
Is there a chance that, you know what, screw it, I'm going down there?
Okay.
Is that... Bob, you think that's a good idea? You want to jump down here?
He already said it.
You did
Shit.
already say
Shit.
it.
Shit.
As you walk towards this hole in the center of the grate, Bob, roll perception.
Oh wait, no, it's not a negative perception. 4.
4. You get a weird feeling, but nothing else. It's kind of like a tingling on the back of your neck. Hairs raise up a little bit.
Bob wonders if he's getting hungry.
Max, also roll perception.
That's
Which one is that one?
D20 plus wisdom.
11.
11. You hear something. You get the same feeling, but the feeling is a little more defined for you. You feel as though something is about to happen. You're just not sure what, and you also hear slight scratching, and the rest of the room is kind of eerily silent, and it causes you to pause right in front of this large hole in the middle of this chamber.
Is that coming from the hole in the chamber?
You're not sure. The echoes make it a little hard to locate it.
Jesus, I really want to go down there. Is it a big hole?
About 6 feet across.
Bob,
Yeah.
what is that?
Huh?
What is that?
I don't know. I think I'm getting hungry.
Oh God. I say let's go to one of the other hallways. I think you said.
As you turn to face Bob, something comes up out of the hole. Bob
Oh,
sees
shit.
it. Bob sees it, but he doesn't really react because it's hidden behind this torrential waterfall. But he does notice that a shape rises up, and there's a slight light about 7 feet above the grating. They kind of look like eyes.
Huh.
At this point, a dagger flashes out from behind the water and takes a stab at Max.
I hate life.
Rolls a good at disadvantage because ability. God, he rolls a critical one. As he stabs out at you, the water kind of blurs his vision for a moment, and he misses completely and steps completely off to the side, catching his foot on a part of the grating. And down right next to you, wham, falls this giant rat-like creature. From the looks of it, 7 to 8 feet tall, burly as hell, all muscle, fur, carrying a very ornate dagger. But other than that, just very monsterly. There's nothing really human about this thing aside from the fact that it's bipedal and has human-like arms. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
So we gotta fight it.
17.
All right. Well, I mean, it swung out at you. I would assume you'd fight it.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No.
Probably
You
gonna
still have to
follow
roll
us.
initiative.
Rampy, what'd you roll?
Wait, hold on. I couldn't hear you. What you say?
Roll for initiative. That's a d20. And then add +1.
13.
13. Buckley, you got 17?
Yes.
All right. You have an opportunity to attack this creature while it is laying down.
Oh, it's prone?
It is prone, so it will be at a disadvantage
Nice.
for any saving throws.
Alright, I'm gonna drop the torch and get out my shield and javelin.
Okay.
Go into a rage and charge at this thing that attacked my friend.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll real quick a dexterity check.
Eight.
8. Okay, you find your footing on this grating, and are able to actually charge at this creature. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
First one's 26
26 will hit.
and 23.
23 will also hit. Holy cow.
I'll be right back.
First one for 10.
Okay.
Second one for 8.
Alrighty. The creature lying on the ground shouts in pain. You've never heard anything like this before. It's almost a human sounding voice, but masked beneath this horrible creature's guttural kind of growl. Max is up next, but he's awake.
Don't hurt my friend. This is pretty good so far.
You like it?
Yeah, I was talking
Good.
to Rampy a little bit while you were gone, and it seems, yeah, I'm
Good.
enjoying it.
Good. Yeah, I was saying it was a little weird at the very onset, kind of fumbling over some stuff, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it now. Feeling a little more comfortable.
Yeah. Actually, you said this is your first time DMing?
First time ever.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm back.
You're doing a pretty good job.
Thanks. All right, you're back. You're up. It's your combat turn. Bob just struck at it twice, and I kind of described the sound that it made. It's a very monstrous kind of gurgle, masking an almost human-like scream.
Flame blade.
Flame blade. Okay, what level are you casting?
2.
Level 2. All right. You're at the edge of your movement. No, you're not. Never mind. Bob was at the edge of his movement. You were right next to it. Okay, it's prone, so it has disadvantage on any saves that it can do. Go ahead and roll for a hit.
Eight. 10.
First roll is a 10. Does not hit.
No, first roll was 8.
First
Second,
roll is an 8.
10.
Second roll is a 10. Why are you rolling
Yeah.
twice? Either way,
Oh,
they,
wait.
no, it's cool. They both miss. I think you do get advantage on a prone creature. They both miss. The creature is able to actually roll out of the way, and now that it's on its turn, it uses half of its movement to stand up. And kind of just like it looks right at Bob, knowing that you're the one that actually put blades to it, and it's just kind of fucking screams at you, really pissed off. Almost like, Max, you're of no consequence because you were the easiest fucking thing in the world to dodge with that bright ass blade coming. With this, he's going to approach Bob, and he's going to use his ability of multi-attack to strike twice at you. He's going to at first he's going to try and bite you. Cock. That's going to be a 2. 6.
Miss.
That's a miss. So the bite misses. And with the dagger, it is going to be a 16.
Miss.
Miss. Okay. So he misses both of his attacks, kind of fumbles past you a little bit, and it is now Bab's turn.
What?
Bob's turn.
Oh.
Bob's gonna use a bonus action to try and knock him prone with the shield again.
Okay.
So it's gonna be athletics versus athletics or acrobatics. I got a 22.
This is a 14. You do succeed in knocking him prone. You surge forward with your shield, and you slam into the creature, pushing him back a good 5 feet and knocking him flat on his ass.
Then I'm gonna move up and start poking at him.
All right. You get 2 attacks with that.
Yes.
All right. You have advantage on both hits.
Let's see. 20 with advantage. Less. So yeah, 20 for the first attack.
Okay. That's a hit.
And then the first roll is an 18 and 11, so 26 for the second attack.
Both hit.
Another 10 damage and 10 damage.
Okay. Another blood-curdling scream comes out of the gullet of this thing. Now got
You sound
4.
gross.
It's now got 4 gashes in its ribs and sides and 1 in its leg. And as it cries out, from the tunnels you start to hear little skittering noises. And onto the grating emerge about 15 or so rats. And they come out and they start to swarm around you. They're not quite at you yet, but they are now on the scene. Max, it is your turn.
So there's how many rats? 15?
It's about 15 rats. I'm going to count them. Since there's so many of them, I'm going to do them 5 at a time in groups of 3. Or 3 groups of 5.
Can I use poison spray on like 5 of them or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. So I want to use poison spray.
Okay, give me 1 second to actually look that up. Because that's one that I never used, so I'm not super familiar with it. Poison spray. They are not close enough. You have a range of 10 feet to use that on them, so you'd have to move over to them. And
Wait, so what I'm close to?
You're close to the rat man.
So I'm gonna use poison spray on him.
Okay. You extend your hand towards a creature you can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or take 1d12. Just to simplify it, I'm going to say that you walked up to him to do this, so you don't hit Bob, who is very likely in your way.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And you're casting this at a 5th level, so you're going to be doing 2d12 of damage, but go ahead and roll for the hit first.
14?
It's at 14.
Yeah.
14 just hits. Your spell save, see. Okay, he does not save at all against that. You do the full 2d12 of damage.
I roll d12.
You roll 2 of them, yep.
Okay. 9 and a 12.
A 9 and a 12?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be 21 points in total. This creature has Poison resist. I don't really want to look into that too much right now. I'm just going to knock off 5 points of damage. So 21 minus 5, 16. Okay. The creature is coughing and wheezing on the ground and is clearly not having a good time. And it's going to get up again. And this time, now that it knows that you are a threat, you're not just some fucking... It's going to lash out at you with its 2 attacks. So it pushes around... Actually, no, you walked up to it. So it's just going to swing right out at you. The first one's going to be a bite. That's going to be a 19 plus 4. That's 23. That beats your AC, I think, of 12 or 14. So that's going to be a hit on the bite. And after that, he's going to thrust a dagger at you, which is a 12 plus 4, 16. Also going to hit you. You're going to get hit with both of these. Let's see. Where's my D4? There it is. So the bite is going to do 6 points of piercing damage. He grabs you by the shoulder, reaches over, and bites right down on your clavicle area. He's got a big, nasty maw. And 2 of the teeth are going to sink in right around your shoulder blade.
Wait,
You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage from that.
he hit me?
Yeah, he hit you.
Fuck.
Yeah. And now for the dagger thrust. While he has you locked up in this kind of bite sort of grapple, he's going to thrust a dagger up into your general rib cage area, and he is going to deal 9 points of piercing damage since it's a thrust.
Jesus.
So he hit you pretty hard. He releases his bite, pulls the dagger back out, and gives you another just...
Stop screaming.
You pissed him off. All right, back to the top of the order. That's Bob. I'm glad he didn't have to push past you. That would have been an attack of opportunity.
Yay. Stop hurting my friend. Bob's gonna shove him with the shield again.
Okay.
26 on the athletics.
Hey, dude. That shield is fucking me up. Yeah, he is going to get pushed. So we'll knock him back another... He's only going to go about 3 feet this time, but he is going to be prone.
Alright, I'm gonna beat a couple of jabs in with the javelins.
Oh, shit. Okay, go for it. With advantage.
Yeah, so first roll's a 3. 12. I like that one better. So 20.
20. That's going to hit.
And a 12. And 11. So 20 again.
All right. 20 again.
Then we get a 5. So 12 damage on the first attack.
All right.
10 on the second.
Yowza. All right, this guy is wicked hurt. He is wheezing and hacking on the ground. Lets out another squeal, and the rats all surge forward.
Don't you touch my friend.
3 groups of 5 rats are now pushing towards you guys. They are going to move around the rat man that is now laying on the floor, and they're going to attack Bob.
Oh.
That's going to be a natural 20 from one of the groups. It's going to be a 10. Not going to hit. And an 11. So only one of the groups hit. And I will do... Yeah. It's going to be 4 points of piercing damage. As they start to bite at your legs. Yeah, and then have it. The 2. But they're now swarming around you. They're biting and scratching at your legs, trying to protect this giant rat thing. we're on to Max.
Okay. Somebody,
Oh! Oh my god, I should have done this a long time ago. I want to conjure animals.
Okay.
What the fuck?
So you want to conjure animals.
How many can I have?
I'm going to tell you in just a second here.
Okay.
So, with conjure animals, it's going to take one action. There's a range of 60 feet, and it's a concentration spell. You summon fey spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. You get 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, 4 of half or lower, and 8 of a quarter or lower. Each beast is also considered fey, and it disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which then have their own turn. They obey verbal commands that you issue without consuming an action. And if you don't tell them to do anything, they just defend themselves.
How many falcons gonna have?
The falcons, I think you could have 8 of them.
Yeah.
Give me 8 fucking falcons.
Okay, go ahead and yeah, you summon 8 falcons. 8 falcons are now flying around and sitting in this sewer room.
So wait, one falcon can attack a group of 5 rats, right?
Because you have 8 of them, I'm going to say that you have to. It's got to be the group. You can't tell each falcon to attack individually. They have to attack as. So yes, the group can attack a group.
Got it. All right. So
It's a beautiful visual in my mind.
want the falcons to attack the little rats.
Little.
That's messing with my friend.
Okay. Roll initiative for him real quick.
20?
Yeah, D20.
15.
15. All right, they actually go right after the rats, so they go right now, even though this is your turn. Oh no, they're gonna go in 3 turns. So right now they're just kind of sitting.
Okay.
It is now the Rat Man's turn. He is going to, while you are being swarmed by his rat horde, attempt to make a stealth roll to kind of move away from you. And that's going to be a 20. So he does succeed in kind of melting into the shadows and gaining some distance from you. You're not quite sure where the giant rat man went.
Oh,
Should have hit him.
But he's not doing anything else. That's the only thing he's doing. So we're back up to Bob.
Bob is very upset that the rat man got away. He's just gonna be, I don't know, flailing his javelins around, attacking the rats that are on him.
Okay. Pick a group. 2 groups are just kind of swarming around at your feet. One of the groups is actually on your left.
Alright, I guess I'll get the ones that are actually on me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll twice for hit.
Bob, make sure you don't stab yourself.
17
That's it.
and 14.
Okay, both strikes land. Go ahead and roll for damage.
11 and 9.
With 2 swipes of these javelins, you cut away each of the rats. 3 on the first strike and 2 on the second. Just absolutely annihilate these things. They're basically sliced and diced at this point, falling through the grating, and you can hear the little rat pieces splashing into the water down below. This brings it to the rats. They are going to continue to attack Bob. The first one is going to be a 14. And the second is a 6. I believe they both miss. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's ACU 17.
Okay. Yeah, I have your sheet right here. So, that moves us down to the Falcons. This is now their turn.
Falcons, attack!
The Falcons begin circling the room around Bob in a wide arc, and one by one, they each dive for a rat. Go ahead and roll to hit.
20. Got it. 15.
15. That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. You're gonna be rolling. You're gonna be
I guess
rolling
it'd be a
for
D4.
talons. Actually, it doesn't even 1 slashing damage. So, one of the groups loses a couple of rats to the Falcons, but they're swift enough that they are able to move around the Falcons. The Falcons don't have enough space inside of this chamber to actually get the speed that they need to do their jobs properly, and they're also fighting one another for the rats, as they're not very coordinated. So they deal the 1 point of damage, and they take out a couple rats here and there. But all in all, the damage is minimal. Okay. And now it goes on to Max.
I already went.
No, that was the Falcon's turn.
Oh. Okay, so how many rats are still alive?
We have one group of like 3 and a full group of 5.
Let's see.
What?
Check Discord.
Oh God. I want to use. I can use Flame Blade, right?
That will break your concentration, and the Falcons will disappear.
Nah, they're useless anyways. They only killed like what, one group?
They didn't even kill a group. They killed about half of a group.
Wow. Okay, yeah. A flame blade, please.
Okay, so you you conjure this flame blade, seemingly out of thin air. The blade of flame erupts from your hand again. Make sure you're checking off your spell slots, by the way.
Okay.
So you have used flame
We already
blade.
used
You've used flame blade twice, and conjure animals as a 3rd level once. So you have
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave too. So he's used a level 1 spell slot, 2 of his level 3 spell slots, and one of his level 3s, 2 of his level 2s. You have 1 level 2 spell slot left, 3 level 1s, and a level 3.
Wait, which level 2 did I use?
You used Flame Blade when you were attacking the Ratman, and
now.
because you stopped concentration on the Flame Blade to cast Falcons, you have to recast it.
Okay. All right.
So you conjure this blade of flame with a scimitar-like appearance. It's very much like one that you carry at your hip, except that it's wreathed in flame. What are you doing with it?
I am to smash it on the group of 5 rats.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for hit.
20.
Like you rolled a 20, or are you asking?
No, I rolled a 20.
Oh, you rolled a 20, a natural 20?
Yeah.
Nice. With a single swoop, you pass the sword across the rats. Doesn't hit all of them, but it definitely ignites all of them. And there are now 5 flaming rats running around the room.
Oh.
Several of them have been cut and have fallen into the water below. But the ones that remain and were simply set on fire have run off to different corners of the room. Some of them dropped dead and fell through the grating. Other ones moved off against the walls and just kind of burned to death.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for damage because that was cool. All right, we have one half group of rats remaining, and it is now someone else's turn.
You got this, Bob. Oh wait, no, it's the rats. This is
From the shadows, a dagger flashes forward towards Max, right in the back. This is gonna be a sneak attack.
great.
So I am rolling with advantage. It's going to be a 17 plus 4 to hit. You know that shit. Sucker!
Wait, my dad?
No, really, you might be.
I only have 13.
You only have 13. You'll probably be fine. The dagger doesn't do enough damage to actually kill you in most
Okay.
cases. Let me just find Rogue real quick and double check the damage on a sneak attack. I should know this, but I never played a Rogue.
I think at this level would be 2d6.
2d6.
Don't quote me on that though, because I've also never played a rogue.
Yeah, I just found. Sneak attack, beginning at first level. You can deal an extra d6 to a creature that you hit. We will just. I'm just going to do the 1d6 because he's not a full rogue class.
What?
Well, okay. Otherwise, it would be 3d6, and you would probably end up taking the L.
Never.
So we're gonna do our 2d4 plus our d6. Oh my god!
No.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, please.
Oh yeah, it does jump up to 3d6 at 5.
Yeah, the 3d6 would have killed you. So
wow.
I
You
did.
get the extra d6 every 2 levels.
Rogue gets really good later on. It's
Yeah,
super.
but it's just you gotta make sure 1 attack hits every round.
Yep, it's super tough to play with the first few levels. So that's gonna be a 5 plus 4 at 9, and a 6 at 14 or 15.
I'm dead.
So you do fall unconscious.
You're not dead, you're just down.
Yep. You're unconscious. You're not dead, but you are unconscious, and you will have to make, at the beginning of your turn, you're going to have to make a saving throw to try and come back to life, or come back to consciousness. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. But that is going to be the Ratman's turn. He is now standing there, fully exposed in the space that Max was once standing, with a dagger covered in Max's blood. Max is now lying at the Ratman's feet, with just ragged kind of breath, wheezing almost, and he's fading very fast.
Bob, you should have gave me mouth to mouth.
Okay. Alright, is it back to me now?
Yes, it is back to you now. Back to the top of the order.
Alright, yeah, Bob's face is gonna turn red. He's very angry. Charge towards the Batman.
Okay.
Give him another shove.
Okay.
22.
You beat the shit out of him. Yeah, you send him tumbling, head over heels over head. He's now 6 feet away, just laying down completely out of it.
Alright, move forward and give him another couple stabs.
All right. Roll with advantage.
Alright, so first roll is a 1. I don't like that. Try again.
Oh man.
17. I like that better.
That
so,
hits.
25. Second roll, 17. And 12. I'll take the 17 for another 25.
Okay, go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright, so first damage is 1. So 8 damage
Okay.
and 9 damage.
All right, go ahead and describe how you kill the Ratman.
I stab him in the mouth with the javelin.
Okay.
Hopefully while he's screaming. And yeah, then I keep stabbing.
Okay, so as you as you knock him back, he tumbles back a good 6 feet, starts to try and get up. He gets up to his knees and his hands on all fours. And he looks up and he lets out a and right as he does that, you ram the javelin right through his mouth, out the back of the hunch in his spine, skewering this giant rat on your javelin. You rip it out, and he just kind of stands there, frozen in the pose that he was in, and you just continue to stab him until eventually the force of the stabs cause his locked elbows to eventually give way, and he falls slumped over onto this grating, and you're just poking him full of holes, and he's bleeding out, and you can hear the blood, just like the water that's coming down from above, just trickling into the water below.
I told you not to hurt my friend.
Oh, Bobby's dead.
There are still rats.
Oh,
Yes.
The rats, however, are going to flee in terror, seeing what you've done to basically what has become a father figure to them.
If possible, I'm gonna throw javelins at any rat sight.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll for a hit, but do it at disadvantage.
All right. So first one, 13 and 17. That's still a 21.
Yeah, you skewer a couple of rats with javelins, and all groups are now completely destroyed.
Ah. All right, then I'm gonna run over to Max and
climb off some off.
attempt to help him.
Okay, do a medicine check.
I got a 4.
Okay. Rampy, go ahead and do a death saving throw.
Which is,
Roll a d20.
I got a 19.
Okay, you have one success. Broccoli, you can attempt to stabilize him once again.
All right.
Just do another medicine check.
11, 12.
12. All right, you do manage to patch up the majority of his wounds and stop a lot of the bleeding. He is still in really, really rough shape, and he still is lying unconscious, but no longer has to roll any saving throws. At this point, if you have any kind of healing equipment or any kind of healing spells, now would be the time to use them. Otherwise, you could risk moving him to a healer.
Barbarians don't have too many healing spells.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Wait, can I heal myself?
Not while you're unconscious.
You're unconscious.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're passed the fuck out. You're pale. You've lost a lot of blood, and your body's taking a hell of a beating.
All right. Bob's just gonna light some torches and try and set him up, and I don't know, maybe like drag some. You said there's some boxes in the room.
There are some broken down boxes in the room.
Like drag some of them over to maybe like start a fire.
Okay. You gather some wood that's not too damp and not too rotted away, and you make a little, kind of like a little bonfire on top of a sheet of metal that you think was used possibly for an old shield or maybe a piece of a door. It's been kind of rusted and corroded away, but you set it on there as a sort of makeshift fire pit. You make a bed out of one of the longer boxes, or just something that he can lie on. And you set it up next to the fire pit, and you use your torch to light the wood. And it brings a light to the room, and a bit of warmth. And he stirs a little bit, Max does, and you can tell that he's now going to be okay, you think, with time. But as soon as the fire lit up, you notice a glint near the corpse of the rat man. Go ahead and roll perception.
All right. 12, so 13.
13. Okay.
Or
You
wait, no, I'm proficient, so
excuse me.
16.
16. All right. You see from across the room the handle of the ornate dagger resting in the open, up-facing palm of the rat man. The blade is still covered in Max's blood, but the dagger looks like it's at the very least worth something, and could actually be used.
All
Could
right, Bob's
actually
gonna
be used.
Go over there, take out a javelin,
Okay.
stab the rat man some more in the chest,
Okay.
and then take the dagger.
Okay. As you take the dagger, you notice that it gets caught on something, and as you're pulling it up, there's a small chain, very dingy chain. It's not very shiny, and on the end of it, there are a number of rat's feet and a single rat's tail running down the center. And you lift that from the corpse as well. As soon as you do that, the body changes. It's no longer a giant rat man, but instead what appears to be a tiefling with very, very large horns and very dark red skin, lying in the same position, obviously, as this rat man once was. The clothes that he's wearing are tattered and raggedy, and basically he doesn't have a shirt on at this point. It's pretty much what the rat was wearing. He's dead as doornails, but he's definitely not the rat anymore.
What the?
Out of character, I really don't like this dagger now.
Roll. No, you know you don't even have to roll. You're proficient in perception. Your passive is pretty good. You realize that this change didn't happen when you took the dagger out of his hand, but rather when the necklace came off of the rat after being caught on the dagger. So you're now standing there with this blood-soaked dagger, and off the very tip of it is dangling this curious necklace.
Okay, I'm gonna put the necklace in a pouch or a bag of some sort by itself, and just kind of wrap it up and stick it down in my backpack.
Okay. As you put this away and you make your way back over to Max, rats again begin coming out and feasting on the body, and enough of them actually gather around it to drag it away over to a corner of the room, far away from you. And they feast. Some time
Bob is
passes.
okay with this.
Some time passes, and Max recovers consciousness near the fire.
Oh wait, I'm up.
You're up.
Hey, what I missed?
You wouldn't be up like that.
Oh.
You're still very much in pain. Basically, when you come back from being unconscious at death like that, I think you recover with like 5 HP.
So I have 5 now.
You're really messed up. You've got holes all over your body. You've got a big nasty bite right over the clavicle. Kind of, if his bottom teeth had been any longer, they probably would have pierced your heart. And if your shoulder blade hadn't gotten in the way, it definitely would have been pierced from both sides.
Oh shit! So I would wake up like, oh god.
Yeah, you'd be in real rough shape. You had a dagger shoved up under your ribs and one between the ribs, very near to your spine in the back.
Do I have strength to
Cure wounds.
You can cast Cure Wounds.
Doing that.
Okay, go ahead and roll your die. Do you remember what it is?
Into it. What?
You can also cast it at a higher level for more healing.
I'd recommend you cast it at a higher level. You do have one level.
1 level 3 slot?
Yep.
So wait. I could do Cure Wounds level 3.
Yes.
All right. I want to do that.
And I gotta roll a d20.
No. So
No.
you're gonna roll 3d8
Yeah.
plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So roll the 3d8 and then add 6.
6 is 24.
24. You're at full health.
Oh.
You sit up and you wince at the pain. You're very aware of your wounds at this point, having just recovered consciousness, and you think that the one thing that you can do is to heal, and that would be the best option. So you lay your hands on your chest, and from beneath your palms, a soft green light starts to glow, and the wounds that weren't bandaged, that were visible, like the rat bite, that begins to sort of stitch itself back up, leaving very light scarring that will eventually actually go away. Afterwards, the wounds that have been bandaged, the 2 stab wounds, those appear to have stopped bleeding completely. And upon undressing them, you see that there are now just 2 very, very nasty scars beneath the bandages where they once were. But you are at full vitality.
Wow.
Max, are you feeling better now, Max?
Hell yeah.
That's good.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. First things, I can't do any more spells right now. Like I can't.
You still have 3. You're out of level 3 spells. You have cantrips. You have 2 level 1 spells, I think. No, you have three level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell.
Did the rat do anything to you, Bob? That I should like check that you don't have poison or any diseases?
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe he scratched me on the arm a little bit, I think.
You want me to check you, Bob?
No, I'm okay.
All right, screw it. Bob dies. Bob dies. Let's go.
Actually, I'm kind of glad you guys didn't start digging through any corpse piles or sleeping on them. I was going to have to poison you with something. All right, so you guys are going to leave the dungeon. You have the dagger and the necklace in tow.
I did want to show Max the, I guess whatever's left of the body, possibly.
Sure. As you approach, the rats scatter. They're very scared of you. In the rat world, your story has already been spread from sewer to sewer, and you have been
King of
known.
the rats.
You have been known among the rats as Bob, the Rat Slayer. So they scatter, and they reveal this partially eaten. They started kind of at the legs, at the meatiest part of the body. They started. You see that this corpse is not at all a rat anymore, Max. You see that it's now a tiefling with very large horns that sort of start right above the nose and form the eyebrow, and they swoop back and curve down behind these long pointed ears. And you see that the skin is very, very deep red. And you recognize this instantly as a tiefling. It also has a very long tail that's been gnawed at a little bit.
Okay.
The rat guy turned into a not rat.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you check to see if it looked like the guy from the picture?
The guy in the picture had pointy ears.
Oh.
Elf.
Okay.
Right?
I guess do do an intelligence check. See if you remember.
I got a 4.
You get a 4. You do not remember, and for For everything that matters right now, you think it's probably not the guy, but pretty close.
Maybe. Bob's gonna just grab one of the horns and start dragging him.
Rampy, roll intelligence.
Is it D20?
Yeah, it's a d20.
Yeah, I gotta get used to this.
Plus your modifier, which is a 0.
So 11.
11?
Yeah.
You recall a few things about the poster as well. You don't remember it having horns, but you don't really care.
Okay.
All right, so you have this body, and you're standing in the middle of a giant circle room. In front of you, I'm going to say that you're looking, we're going to call it west, towards one of the giant pipes. You see a door on the right side of the pipe and a door on the left side of the pipe. The door on the left side of the pipe is caved in severely, and the door on the right side seems to be open.
Go to the one that's open.
Okay, so you guys approach the one that's open, and you are met with a gate. You look through the gate and down the hallway, and you can kind of see the edge of one of the crates. So you know that this is the gate that was locked.
The one that I use a thunder wave on?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Roll perception.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I'm doing this right. 13?
13. Do you have any modifiers to add to that? Or was it a 10?
Perception.
Was it a 10?
Oh, no. +3. Yeah. So. Wait,
16?
what did I just. Yeah.
So 16. You do see that while there isn't really a keyhole, you have found a locking mechanism with just a knob on it, and you think that with enough force you could probably unlock that gate. The keyhole is on the other side.
So. I try to open it? Or.
Yeah. Make a strength check.
That will be. 20.
20 in total or natural 20?
20. Total.
20 in total. That is going to be good enough, actually. You just get it. So you grab onto it with all the finger strength you have, and you turn and you turn and you turn, and eventually the rust kind of gives way, and you hear a and the latch turns, and the door swings open.
Noise.
You gonna continue through it? Which way are you going? You have 3 directions to go.
Since that's already a place we already know. Wait, Bob, are you still holding that body?
Yeah.
Let's. Okay, if we go through here, is where the 3 beds are at, correct? Or is that a different area?
Which way are you? Which way are you looking? Left,
Like
straight,
I'm-
or right?
Straight through the gate that I just opened.
No. You can see the boxes that you looked at down at the end of the hallway.
Oh, okay. So what about the 3 beds? I want to go over there.
You want to go to the beds?
Yeah.
Those were to your left. You can still see the torches lit in that room.
Yeah. Let's go over there real quick.
Okay. You make your way down the hallway. Bob dragging this body by the horn. Rats are kind of following behind you, hoping that once you stop, they can kind of get back on and maybe gnaw a leg off and have that for supper. You get down to the edge of the hallway. There's the gate that you went through earlier, still open. And you turn into the room with the 6 beds.
Oh shit, with 6 beds.
Yeah, there's 3 on each wall.
Oh. Bob, I think you should put one of those bodies on the bed. Bob.
Sorry, what? My bad.
I want you to put the body that you dragged on the bed.
Why?
Just to put it on the bed because we don't need the body.
But what if he's the brother?
Of token or
The-
whatever.
Yeah.
Shit, you want to take it to him and see if it is?
Okay.
All right, we're going back over there to the town, dragging the body.
Okay.
All right. So are you guys just leaving
Going
then?
back to. Yep.
All right. I'm gonna say we'll just make it quick. You know the way out. You go up one of the ladders, and Bob, make a strength check since you're doing this one-handed.
Uh, 10.
Okay. Who went up the ladder first?
Bob.
Bob did.
Yep.
Okay.
Bob attempts to. Okay. Bob attempts to carry this dead body up the ladder, one-handed, and is forced to drop it
Oh.
in order to catch himself while on the railing or on the ladder. The body then falls. You can make a dexterity check if you want to try and catch the body. Max,
Me. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
you're gonna do that. All right, roll a dexterity check.
17.
17. Is that with your bonus?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 17. You do catch the body. Now roll strength.
What is he? 20. Would hold on. Strength plus 12.
12. Although you catch the body, the weight of it falling past you rips you off the ladder and you fall 10 feet
Wow.
on top of it.
Oh.
So
Right.
you don't take any damage, but you're covered in someone else's gore now.
Okay. So I try to.
Sorry.
Can I just throw it at Bob if he gets to the top?
That's 60 feet.
Shit. All right. Never mind. So I try to go up with it.
Okay, make a strength check.
Oh God, please. 17.
17. You do make it up, but your arms
Oh,
are
thank God.
absolute rubber when you hit the top, and you can't drag the body anymore.
Here, Bob. Take it.
Okay.
So you guys gonna head back to town?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. You make your way through Beggar's Quarter. No problem. You get to the nice part of Beggar's Quarter. No problem. You start to work your way down the alleyway. Nobody's really back there right now. It's raining out. Most people are inside. And then you get to the main thoroughfare. You start walking past Demlin's shop. You round the corner. He doesn't seem to pay you any mind. He's in the back working. You can hear the ringing of the hammer still, and you can see the glow of hot steel around the forge. You continue working your way down. You pass somebody who's cloaked, and they're visibly shocked at what they see. You two are dripping gore, and you're carrying a dead tiefling. This person screams and runs for the nearest door, slamming into it without opening it, and then frantically racing to grab the handle to get inside. You just continue to kind of walk past. Where are you guys going? You're nearly at the fountain.
Let's ask Dwellin what the thing is.
You're gonna ask Demlin?
Yeah.
All right, so you turn around and you walk a few houses back to Demlin's shop. You kind of just leave the corpse outside, and you walk inside and you get Demlin's attention. He looks up from his work and he says, "Hi lads! Oh, you've made it back. What have you brought me?"
A dead body?
Bob lifts up the head.
A dead body. You lift up the head.
Yeah, just like trying to lift up the whole guy, but just still holding the horn.
Demlin is he's not really affected by it, but he's just kind of shocked that you would bring a dead body into his shop. You can tell by the scars across his arms that he did not get those from the forge. He's definitely seen his fair share of adventuring. As a dwarf, he's probably about 200 years old. He's about midlife. So he's definitely no stranger to death. He's just a little weirded out that you brought it into his place of business, and expresses that. And he says, "Could you leave that outside, please?"
But he was a rat man, and then he was not.
A rat man. And he takes a closer look, and his face goes from curiosity to just it flushes. The color drains from his face, and he is no longer very lively. He seems very, very sad right now. He looks up at you and he says, "Do you know who you're carrying, lad?"
Oh shit.
Is this the guy on the poster?
No, that is not the guy in the poster. The man in the poster is Onethel. He's a criminal. This is Norian Milner. This is Torcus's brother.
Oh, he wanted us to find him.
Well, I dare say you found him. And he notices the hilt of the dagger sticking out of your belt. You took the sheath when you removed it from the Ratman, and he now sees this finely silvered handle of the dagger kind of shining in the forge light. He says, "Aye, that's his dagger. I made a twin pair for the brothers when they were wee lads. Their mother, she had me make them for him. I'd recommend you show the dagger to Torcus and not the body."
But he was looking for him.
I don't think he'd want to see him in this state, and he kind of points out the half-eaten legs and the several vicious wounds that you have given this guy. I mean, his torso is fucking full of holes right now. You absolutely demolished this guy with that javelin.
And then stabbed him some more after.
And then stabbed him some more after.
Jesus, bro.
So his chest cavity is just like exposed in some parts. The rats had actually gotten into some of the rib cage. Matter of fact, one crawls out.
Cool.
So yeah, when you visit Torcus, show him the dagger. As a matter of fact, leave the body here, but bring it around back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the dagger's not as heavy.
So he shows you out back, brings you around behind into a gated area. It's a very small area. And he just kind of directs you to like leave the body there. He says, I'll take care of this. You go talk to Torcus. And
Okay.
sends you out of the back. He very quickly covers up the body with a large sheet and just kind of shuts the door behind you guys.
I'm looking at Bob right now. FYI, you killed him. I didn't.
Yeah, I stabbed him a lot.
We proceed.
He said to tell his brother now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to Tokus.
Okay. You guys head up to the fountain. Nobody's in the streets anymore. I think people have kind of heard that you're dragging a body around, but you don't have one, so you can see curious heads poking out of dimly lit shutters, and then they slam shut if you look in their direction. Just curious townsfolk. Whoever spread the rumor is no doubt going to be labeled a liar. But you carry on, that's none of your business. You move up the stairs to the Gilded Gate, and the guards are still standing there out in the rain, very miserable, very pissed off, not super happy to see you. They're kind of hunched up in the cold. And the one that stole money from you basically looks over and says, "What do you want?"
I found his brother, and he asked me to.
He looks over at his partner. He says, They found Norian. All right, get in there. And he, at a second glance, realizes that you guys are kind of covered in blood. It hasn't all washed off yet, and there's like little bits of people on you, and he's kind of heaves a little bit, like, oh God, just get away from me. Go on. And he lets you through the gate. You
Little bits of people on it.
yeah. You carry on up the stairs and take an immediate right. You go up to Tox's door, and you knock. Do a strength check.
Wait, I knock?
So someone does.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Just open it, Bob.
I push on the door.
The door falls over. Tokus is sitting inside at a table in front of the fire, trying to keep warm and enjoying a really crappy-looking bowl of soup. And he
Hello.
looks over as you stand there. Lightning flashes behind you. You're just these horrible, horrible figures standing in his doorway, covered in blood. But he's excited to see you regardless. And he responds with, "Oh, it's you! You've returned! Have you found anything on Norian?"
Yeah, I have this. Demlin said I should only show you the dagger.
He sees the dagger and he looks at it and he goes, "Oh, the dagger!" And he goes from very excited to very, very sad. A lot in the way that Demlin did. As he kind of realizes that there's only one way you could have got that. And then he says, so he's dead.
Yeah, he's really dead.
I suppose the creature got him.
Huh?
The creature, there's... Whatever was killing all those people, he must have been one of them.
No, I stabbed him a bunch.
You killed Norian? And he's
Yeah.
shocked, absolutely shocked. He has no idea.
He was hurting my friend Max. And
Who's-
then he wasn't a rat man.
A rat man?
Yeah.
He's kind of, he's puzzled, he's thinking, he paces a little bit, he's putting two and two together. A rat man. And he gasps. He says, You pulled that dagger off his body.
Yeah.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah.
Show me.
Bob opens up his backpack and grabs the pouch that has the little necklace in it.
Alright, he takes the pouch from you and he dumps it out on the table and he sees it. And immediately he knows. Just like that. This is it. He went through with it. He had told me he was going to go see the hag in the West Marsh. I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think he was so stupid. And he starts to kind of break up a little bit. Eventually, when he calms down a bit, he lets you in on the full story. Norian and I were brothers. Twin brothers. If you took this off him, you saw him. He is a tiefling, as am I. And he kind of undoes the sash around his waist, and you can see a much smaller kind of tail sticking out behind his robes. And he kind of opens up the split in the chest of his robes and shows you some kind of demonic looking markings and scaly bits and stuff. And he says, he got the worst of it. I took after me mum. Beautiful woman. I suppose that's why nobody hated me, nobody tried to kill me. But poor Norian, he looked like my father. Spitting image. Red skin, giant horns. People in this town do not take kindly to demons. He received death threats every day. It drove him mad. Talked about seeing a hag, saying that maybe she could help. Maybe he could figure out how to outsmart her. Clearly he didn't. He just kind of looks very disappointed now, like, I can't believe my brother would go and do this.
So, how much jerky?
Right, I suppose you're promised your money. Although I'm tempted, very tempted to ask you to seek out the hag as well.
The hag?
I could double the price.
Oh.
At this point, he's had enough time to think. He's fidgeting with things. He's got revenge on the brain, and you can see that he's just furious.
Okay.
More jerky.
More jerky, whatever
Well,
you
what
want.
about what about gold?
I promised you 230.
Yeah. You going double that?
Make it 460. I'll go lean for the season.
You're gonna change the deal now?
If you'll take care of the hag.
Bob, say yes.
Bob is thinking very hard.
Money.
Uh,
Jerky.
yeah, I like jerky.
Yeah? You want some jerky, Bob?
Okay.
So you'll
Deal.
do it.
Yep.
Excellent. Oh, brilliant. He goes up and he gives you a hug, and then he realizes that you're covered in gross, and he kind of recoils a little bit. And oh, gracious! I'd recommend you clean yourself off first. The hag lives in the West Marsh, just a few miles away from town. Out the gate you came in, actually, you may have passed it. It's a very large swamp.
Can
Bob's
use
just
your
kind of
water.
Turning around and trying to figure out directions.
Well, I mean, it's raining out. You could just stand in it for a bit. I don't have hot water. I'm a scribe. I'm not made of money. Besides, I'm paying you everything I've got.
Right. Where are we supposed to go again?
Leave out the entrance to the city that you came through. Move down the road a few miles. You'll come across a bog. You'll start to see the ground will change. It'll get mushy. This time it'll probably, since it's raining like this, a little bit flooded. There's going to be a road on the right side that runs into the marsh. Follow that. You'll find her.
Gotcha.
And with that,
You
he
ready, Bob?
kind of sends you out. He pushes the door back into its place. And you can hear the light little tapping of nails as he tries to get it back into place so he can return to his soup.
Bob's actually gonna turn around and push on the door again.
The door will fall over, and he's going to look at you. What the hell?
What? So what should the dwarf do with your brother then?
Oh shit! I almost fell.
His face just kind of twists up in like grief and kind of heartache, and he I don't know, he makes a noise that's like kind of yeah, and then runs out past you to go and see Demlin.
Damn it, Bob.
Just
I'm
leaves
helping.
he just leaves the door on the ground.
Bob, you're not helping.
He said not to bring your brother up here.
So this quick. Okay, so as he pushes you past, there's nothing left for you here. You leave the town. It's a straight shot from the gate to the other gate. The guards that saw you go in have changed shifts. They're no longer the same guards, but they still pay you no mind. People come and leave through this gate all the time. They don't so much care about the poorer portion of the town. You make your way down the road about 3 or 4 miles, and then you see a set of lights on the right side of the road that seemingly mark this path. And by this time, it's getting pretty late at night. But since you've had your rest, you're not super tired. And you push on through the rain. It gives up just a little tiny bit. And as you approach, the lights grow brighter. And you are now at this intersection in the roads. There's a path that leads to the right into the swamp, which is very much flooded and just a nasty, boggy place. But because of the rain, the bugs are kind of down. What do you do?
What are my options?
You could investigate the lights, or push on, or make a small camp to get warm. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, man.
Bob, what you do, Bob?
Bob shrugs.
Oh gosh.
Which way do you say to go?
Right.
Okay.
Should we go?
Well, you said right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bob's just gonna go right then.
Okay.
Bob pushes down this path. Max follows closely behind. And as you guys actually walk down the path, little flames start lighting on either side of the path, all the way down the marsh. This goes on for about a mile, half a mile between there. And eventually, off in the distance, you can see a shack kind of suspended on stilts. And there's a welcoming, kind of inviting glow coming from it. And you walk up until you're about 100 feet from it, and you pause.
Is this the place, Max?
I guess so.
As you draw
looks like-
closer to it, more of the torches kind of light up, and eventually they make a circle around the stilted house. And you go up the set of stairs, kind of goes back and forth, goes up once, turns up once, turns up once, and then you're at the door. You can see kind of through the window. It's a little bit grimy. You can't make anything out. The glass is very low quality. The shack itself is very rickety. Got moss growing on the roof, and the boards are kind of not on quite straight. So there's light kind of pouring out in small areas right through the walls. And the door appears to be very heavy and actually very nicely kept.
Bob,
Bob
open.
pushes on the door.
The door creaks open, and light pours out from the inside. No response from inside, though.
Is there anything?
Hello.
Visitors! You hear from deep inside the house. It's much larger than it appears to be on the inside. On the outside, it almost looks like it's a very small, like one-roomed home, but on the inside, there are multiple rooms, as well as a stairwell leading upstairs.
Hello.
A seemingly very young, beautiful woman peeks her head around the corner, kind of looks at you for a moment, wondering sort of who you are, and eventually says, "Oh, come in. It must be dreadful out there."
Hey, how's it going? My name is Max. What's your name?
Max, my name is Polly.
Polly's a nice. Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Well, thank you. And she kind of looks you up and down. And your
Bob, get outta here.
name? And she looks up at the barbarian.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Hello, Bob. A fine specimen you are.
Huh?
Your body, the makeup is pristine. Your muscles, they're rippling. Kinda.
I don't wear makeup.
And brains to boot. She diverts her attention back to Max. But you possess power.
Oh yeah, you want to see this power?
I do. And she starts to sort of shake off the top half of her clothes.
Oh. This pays off from the stripper harpies.
As she does this, she's kind of asking, so what brings you out to my neck of the woods?
The guy told us to come out here.
She stops shaking off her clothes, and she says, guy?
Fuck, Bob.
What?
Which guy?
The
Bob. Fuck.
I don't remember his name.
And she smells around for a minute. And her eyes kind of change a little bit, like she's kind of breaking concentration for a moment, and they sort of drift apart for a moment. One kind of goes higher than the other, and then they snap right back into place as she kind of realizes what she's doing. She says, you possess one of my trinkets.
Oh, come.
I don't think Max wants me to talk.
Max,
Fuck.
you possess one of my trinkets.
What trinkets exactly? Because the only trinket I have is the one between my legs. So
She reaches up. She walks up to you and grabs your trinket, your quote-unquote trinket, and she squeezes hard.
Oh!
She's gonna deal a point of damage.
Okay, wait. Is my penis still attached?
It is, but it's in pain.
Okay, we're good. I could.
You are very, very uncomfortable, and as she's doing this, she looks you directly in the eyes, kind of down her nose. She says, I will add this to my collection.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this female. Thunderwave.
Okay. As you start to cast Thunderwave, she squeezes again very hard, dealing 2 points of damage and interrupting your spell.
Bob.
No magic here, pretty, none that I don't authorize. And she kind of, sort of, like, the illusion sort of breaks for a moment, and you see that she gets a little bit taller, and that her hand actually has these big, long, sharp claws on them, and her face sort of distorts a little bit, and her skin is no longer smooth. It's no longer glowing. It's this hideous, kind of mossy-colored, warty flesh just all over this creature. And as she finishes her sentence, it kind of melds back down into the young, attractive woman that she was posing as.
Well, you don't seem too pretty anymore. Bob, help me.
I'm not pretty.
Bob, help me. My nuts are in pain.
Bobby, am I pretty?
Bob just kind of motions like a zipper across his mouth.
She squeezes Max's trinket again, dealing another 2 points of damage before letting go and taking a few steps back. She steps back behind this large timber door frame. It's you could fit a double door in it. It's really not a door frame as much as it is roof support. She steps back behind it and releases the illusion that she had been putting on. She's very clear, or she has a very clear understanding that she's not going to be able to tempt you in this way, and so just gives up the charade. And finally, you see her in her actual form, much like what she kind of gave up a moment ago, except that she is much taller, much more hulking, kind of bent over, wears a skull necklace.
It's in Discord.
And very similar to that. Very, very similar to that.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use cure wounds for my penis?
Yeah.
Can I do that, please?
Yeah. You have not taken a short rest, though, so you're going to have to cast it at a level 1.
How many spells things do I have?
You will have 2 level 1 spell slots available. But I mean, go ahead and do that. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, I want to feel it again, please. So
Alright.
boom, I do that.
She kind of, as she's backing away and changing this form, she's making some snide comments about trinkets and things like that, and she says, "Now, where is my trinket?
What trinket, woman?
The necklace!
Oh shit. Well,
I wish for it to be returned to me.
Oh, this thing.
Bob. Fuck. Oh shit.
Bob starts to pull it out of his backpack.
Fuck this. I'll get hurt no matter what. I threw a hunting trap at her.
Okay. Roll for attack.
That's D20.
Yeah, it's a D20. It's going to be a dexterity modifier because it's a thrown object.
Okay, I got a 19.
You got-
Oh wait, plus dexterity.
Plus your dexterity, so +1.
Yeah, that's 20.
The hunting trap, not armed or anything like that. It's basically like this medium-sized bear trap with a chain hanging off of it. Flies through the air and bounces off the face of this hag, and it deals 4 points of damage. She has a busted up and bloodied nose, and she's laughing. You! She turns and she looks at you, and she thanks you. Thank you for my new addition! She kind of puts her nose back into place and just wipes the blood away. She says, "This will swell up nicely."
Bob, you want to run?
Bob's eyes go wide. Wait, I don't think she's nice.
Oh, don't you think? When she was grabbing my nuts, that's nice.
Didn't you want that?
The lights in the room go out, and the door slams behind you, leaving you almost in complete darkness, save for a few glowy odds and ends that are stashed on shelves around the inside of this building. And she lunges for you. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Wait, me?
Yeah, all of you.
Fuck. Okay, wait. So that's Bob. Brock.
8.
8. Oh. You roll it once.
Huh?
I need to roll 8 once, or what?
No.
No,
your initiative,
roll a D20.
Oh, 8. Wow. Well, fuck.
You got an 8?
Yeah, it's gonna be a D20 plus your dex.
Oh, my dexterity. So 9.
You got a 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob?
I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. So it's going to be the hag, and then Max, and then Bob.
Well.
The hag, although grateful that you broke her nose, making her more beautiful in the eyes of other hags, is going to swipe out at you purely for your insolence and because she wants the things that you possess. She is going to try and hit you with her claws.
I should have never offered her my penis.
And she is swinging at Max. She's swinging at Max. 7 plus 6.
Oh.
13. 13 does not hit, so you are able to kind of push the claw away as it comes at you.
Yes.
And she does not land the hit. Max, you're up.
Haha. Shit, I can't use call lightning, can't I?
You don't have the spell.
Wait. Yeah, I do. Wait, what?
No, you don't have the spell slot.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna use. Bob's not next to me, right?
He's about 6 feet from you. You guys are just kind of standing in this room, occupying the space.
Thunderwave.
That is close enough. Thunderwave is a 15-foot cube centering on you.
Okay.
Still gonna do Thunderwave?
Yeah, this doesn't hit Bob, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, Bob. I tell Bob to move away. I can't do that.
He's not his turn.
I mean, you can tell me. I just can't do anything.
Yeah. There are also things that you can do, like you can hold your actions in combat for a specific point.
Trigger.
Yeah, specific trigger. So, like, say you were gonna you're gonna ready your blade and hold your attack for if she hits Bob. At which point you could then take your attack as like an opportunity to strike.
Okay.
The trigger does have to be met in order for you to do that.
Yes.
So if she attacks you instead, that doesn't mean that, oh, now I can attack.
Right.
Bob, how much health do you have?
I'm almost full.
Screw it.
So
Thunderwave.
56.
It's a Thunderwave anyways. All right, go ahead and roll for a hit.
Please don't fuck up again. Oh, 19.
19?
Yeah.
All right, that is going to hit. That's going to hit for the full. Bob, go ahead and roll your save. You got to beat 14 on a Constitution.
I got a nat 20.
All right. Okay. You speak the words and clap your hands together, and from you, this thunder wave emanates out, and it deals the damage to the hag and knocks things off the shelves. She's obviously very, very upset about that. It also pushes her about 10 feet back. Bob, on the other hand, anticipates this coming again and is able to shield up and out of the way. Even though he doesn't have the space to actually move, he does not take any of the damage and stays very squarely planted where he was standing a moment ago.
What? See, Bob, it works out.
It works out.
Yeah.
All right, Thunderwave is how many D8 worth of damage? I should write these down. Thunderwave is 2d8. You're casting it at level 1, so 2d8. Go ahead and roll 2d8.
5 and a... Oh, sorry. 5 and an 8.
5 and an 8. All right, 13. You also shatter all the windows.
Oops.
Okay, and that puts us to Bob.
All right. Bob's just gonna get a shield and javelin ready,
Okay.
get his rage going, and take a couple steps forward and start poking.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
All right. First roll is 2 + 8, 10.
That's not gonna hit.
Second roll is a 12, so 20.
The 20 will hit. The second roll will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. D6 + 7, 1, so 8.
8. Your javelin sticks into her side, just below the rib cage, and she squeals in pain. And then turns her attention promptly to you. She is going to...
Finally.
She's going to use Vicious Mockery on you. You're going to have to succeed a Wisdom save or suffer 2d4 psychic damage.
Okay. So wisdom is +2. Here's the roll. 4. So I 6. Yeah. I fail that.
You do fail that. She hurls comments at you in a variety of languages. Yeah, smelly motherfucker. And
His eyes gaze upon me, and then my allegiance is recognized. I don't know. Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
you suffer 2d4 psychic damage, and you now have disadvantage on your next attack roll. So you're going to take 5 points of damage. And I believe not halved because it's psychic.
Correct.
All right, and that brings us to Miax.
Bob's lip is trembling a little bit now.
Scared about my nuts, man. Jesus. I really do not know how many spells I can cast.
She looks over to you, Max, and she licks her lips.
Oh, this would have been sexy if you were the other girl. What can I do?
I mean, you have a scimitar,
It's a scimitar?
a sword.
Really?
Yeah.
Where the hell is that? Oh. Oh, okay.
You
Wow.
also have a number of cantrips, and you have
What's
one-
Druidcraft?
Druidcraft is not really.
That's not a combat spell.
Yeah, you have one level 1, one level 2, and as many cantrips as you can conjure.
If I use resistance on Bob, does that do anything? Because I forgot.
Possibly. It would have helped the last thing.
Yeah, it would have helped on his saving throw.
All right.
Which, no, you didn't have that anymore. It's been too long.
Screw it. Scimitar! Well, I move up to her.
Yeah.
And I stick out my scimitar.
Okay. She comments. She makes some kind of comment about how the curvature of the blade likely resembles the curvature of your trinket.
Oh, wow! I have a huge scimitar then. So,
Alright. What are you
I
doing?
stab her.
You stab her?
Yep.
Okay.
Right on her damn neck.
Go ahead and roll for your attack.
D20. 15.
That is not going to hit. What is it? Your roll was a 15?
Yeah.
Add your strength modifier.
Oh. 16.
16, still not a hit. So, as you go to stab her in the neck, she kind of dodges the side a little bit, turns and licks the blade, and her gaze finally rests on your eyes, and she just kind of holds eye contact for a second and winks.
This hag is kinky as shit.
He's trying to get at you, man. Bob, you're up.
I'm still trembling a little bit. Bob goes to shove the hag.
Okay. That's going to be a contest of athletics and acrobatics.
Yeah, your choice for defensive.
Got it.
Ooh.
Copy.
11.
This is a 9 plus 4, 13.
So the shove does not work.
No, you approach and you bash the shield into her, but she kind of just absorbs the hit and doesn't really move. Kind of gelatinously, like, wobbles a little bit and cackles.
All right. Gonna go ahead and start stabbing then.
Okay.
Said first one is at disadvantage, right?
The first attack roll will be at disadvantage, yes.
So first roll is a 10. Second is a 10 as well.
Okay. 10 does not hit.
So 18.
18 does hit.
The die was a 10 plus my bonuses.
Got it.
Okay, so you said it does hit.
Yep.
And then the second attack, just regular, is 16.
Does not. So the first attack will strike.
Alright. So 3 plus 7 is 10.
All right, 10 points of damage. He's not very happy with you.
Bob's not very happy with her.
She sucks in a deep breath and again gets ready to hurl insults at you in several different languages. She starts out in Draconic, moves on to Sylvan, and finally ends with twerp.
No.
You have to succeed a
Nice
wisdom
save.
save.
That just hurt his feelings, not even him.
Let's see. 11 plus 2, 13.
13?
Yeah, I don't think that saves.
Nope. Actually, no, it does not. So you're gonna take 2d4 psychic damage, and you will have disadvantage once again on your next roll. That is gonna be 2 points of damage.
I'm actually okay with not being resistant to this so far.
She is done. Moving on to Max. Is this Vicky?
So if I hold a person, does she count as a person or?
Let me check. She might be too big for hold person. Nope, she counts.
She counts. How long am I holding her?
I believe that's a concentration spell.
So if I stay concentrated like the whole entire time,
I think she's able to make saves every turn.
Yeah, she is.
shit. But if I can get lucky enough, Bob could stab her.
Yeah, you could potentially hold her there while Bob just guts her like a pig.
Yep. We're holding that hag.
We are holding that hag. All right, so hold person
Uh-huh.
is.
I don't think I can use that.
You can. It's going to be your last level 2 slot.
Oh shit! I really wanted to use Flame Blade.
You got to make a choice.
There's a chance. Hold person.
Okay, so you're going to use hold person?
Yeah.
This is concentration up to 1 minute, by the way,
Okay.
which means you'll probably get about 10 turns out of this, if all goes well. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range, the hag. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom saving throw on a success. Alright, so go ahead and cast that. And I'm going to... Ooh, natural 1. This is a critical failure.
So she's very beholden.
She is very beholden.
I didn't even cast it yet. I'm supposed to be like Halababibi. Boom.
Okay,
Now she's holding.
so he says Halababibi, and
And then she's
she freezes. She freezes in place for a moment, and her arms suck into her sides. And she's held. She can still speak to you, but she cannot move. And she turns and she says, "I'm a fan."
Pretend those are our handcuffs.
I am. Starts licking her lips a little bit more, winking at you. She's really into what you're doing.
okay. All right. It's on to me then.
It is on to you.
Please.
All right. Since she's paralyzed, I'm assuming if I can knock her over and she's just prone now.
Does she count as paralyzed? I think she's incapacitated.
I mean, the wording in hold person is paralyzed.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're right. It is paralyzed, so she actually can't speak. But we're gonna break that rule for this game because it's kind of fun. Yeah. So fails strength and dexterity saving throws, which means that she would absolutely fail her athletics or acrobatics, and is automatically knocked prone. However, attack rolls against the creature already have advantage.
Okay. Well, I'm still
Any
gonna
attack
knock
that
her down.
any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker was within 5 feet.
Oh. As a player, I want to do something different, but as Bob, I don't. So I'm still gonna knock her down
Okay.
and take 2 hits.
Okay. She is knocked down.
Automatically crit, so I can just
Just go to town.
double. So 2 dice, and it's gonna be see +7, so +14. So the first attack Let's see, 6 and 4, so 10, 24 from the first one.
Wow. Okay.
Second one, 2d6 plus 14 is 9, so 23.
Don't you double base damage for crits?
Yeah, so I was doing 2 dice, and then normally I have plus 7 damage, and I was adding 14.
Okay. I mean, that'll work too.
Right?
That'll work too. It would have been 18 plus 7, which would have been 25. Instead of doubling your
Wait.
bonus.
Oh.
I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
huge damage this way anyways.
I have not messed with crits in a very long time because I
Yeah.
don't roll 20s.
So, we'll give you
So is it double everything or just
just double the base
Just the
damage,
die.
I think. Yeah, just the die.
the die?
Double the die.
Let me redo that then.
Okay.
Because that was right. No, I guess just use the same numbers, subtract 14 from the total.
Okay. So the first hit was 24, the second one was 23.
3. And then subtract 14. About 17 and 16. 30. 33 total damage.
33.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the new total.
Okay.
Sorry.
All good. All right, so we got 51 minus 33. What is it? 21. She is fucked up. She is on the ground, absolutely paralyzed. You have just stabbed the shit out of her. She is freaking out at this point. She's no longer trying to put on this front that's trying to make Max uncomfortable. She is in full-on panic mode and is ready to bust out of there. From the darkness directly above your heads, you see two little yellow eyes. One opens right after the other. And it just kind of stays there and looks at you for a moment. Nothing happens beyond that, though. The hag is able to break out of old person.
Fuck. But it's at the end of her turn, Rampy.
It is at the end of her turn. So she
Okay,
is...
She's prone on the ground, and now it's Rampy's turn.
Yep.
Always late. All right. I'm gonna hit her again with my scimitar.
Okay, roll for attack.
And you do have advantage.
Yep, she's prone. She's prone, so you do have an advantage.
I have a 20.
Nat 20?
No what?
You have a natural 20?
Wait, what am I supposed to add with that?
No, what did you roll on the dice? What is the face value of the die?
Oh, 20.
20? Yeah, you rolled a nat 20. That's a critical. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is D8. Or am I wrong?
I think it's a D8.
That is? Okay.
Yep.
I got a 6.
Okay, you got a 6. Double it up to 12.
Uh-huh.
And then add your strength. I think it's 2. Is it 1?
No, 1.
1? Okay,
Yeah.
so you did, what did I say, 12? 13 points of damage?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You swing down on this hag as she's on the ground, and you slice her, just from upper shoulder down towards like the middle of her torso there, and she screams out in pain. Absolutely bloody. There's hag blood fucking everywhere. You can tell that this fight is all but over.
Take that, you dirty hag.
The pair of yellow eyes now drops down onto the ground, and you can see that it's a small, dark creature sitting in a puddle of oil. It's just kind of sitting there looking at you for now, and it kind of drops down into this puddle and then sort of backs up towards the hag. Both of you do an intelligence roll.
That is D20 again.
Yep.
12.
17.
You got a 12 and you got a 17. The creature is interesting and new to you, Bob, but Max, you recognize this as a boggle.
A boggle.
A boggle. You know that these creatures are fey tricksters, and that they're really no threat, but they do possess certain abilities. It is
Bob,
now.
kill it.
Well, it's. Yeah, it's Bob's turn.
Stab, stab.
Stab, stab. Okay. As you approach through this doorway, you step in the oil, and it uses half your movement. So I mean, you can still definitely get through it, but
Okay.
it's sticky on your boots now.
I got sticky boots.
Sticky boots. You're gonna stab at the hag.
Yes.
Okie doke. Go ahead and roll.
And okay, so first roll
With advantage.
is- yeah, 3. So we roll 4, still 12. Which I'm guessing misses. Second attack is 8, 16, 14, 22.
The second attack does hit. Roll for damage.
12 damage.
12 damage. All right. The hag is lying on the ground, and you're standing over her with your javelin with one final thrust. Describe how you kill her.
I'll stab her in the neck.
Stab her in the neck. All right. You poise yourself over her, and she kind of looks up at you with a terrified look in her eyes. And you flick the javelin around so that you're holding it ice pick style. Raise it up over your head and bring it down right through her neck. Slashes everything in the front. Her spinal cord. Blood just pours out onto the floor. The boggle sees this, opens a dimensional rift behind it, and just gone. It's not sticking around for that. The hag is now bled out, completely dead, in a pile on the floor, and you are standing there with the javelin stuck in the floor, covered in blood, victorious.
You okay, Max?
I got my nuts, so yeah.
That's good.
Next time you cock block me, you're gonna need to fight me.
What?
Next time you cock block me, you're gonna need to fight me. She was beautiful before.
No, she looks really gross.
Well, now, just grab her and let's go.
You
Okay.
you take the javelin without removing it from the actual wooden floor. You scrape it in the other direction, severing the spinal cord and the rest of the neck, and you pick up the head, tie it by the hair around your belt, so you don't have to carry that massive, just heavy-looking body with you any more than you have to. And you leave. Or do you?
Is there anything important?
Huh?
Okay, Max decides to search around the house.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
D20, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
17.
17. You see a lot of things that look like they could have a lot of value. A lot of them appear magical. But several of them are questionable as far as their magic goes. You see a jar full of eyeballs. One of them in the center is frantically spinning around, looking in all directions. You see a necklace similar to the one with the rats pieces on it, but made with bird beaks and skulls.
Ooh.
You see a hand attached to just a board, sitting, just chilling. Doesn't look like it's rotted at all. It's just kind of hanging out there. And you also find a few pieces of jewelry, odds and ends here and there, sitting out on a shelf. A couple earrings, a ring or two. Other than that, everything else looks mostly like components for hag magic.
All right, Bob, get over here, get your pouch, and help me grab everything valuable in here.
Is there any more of that powder?
Oh God.
Bob, roll perception.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You kind of smell around a little bit, and you, having had that stuff blow up in your face, you do recognize the smell of the black powder somewhere in the house. You follow your nose to it, up the stairs, and there is, instead of a sheet of paper, a small ornate box, red in color with gold trim all around it, and a small string sticking out of the side of it. This box is attached to a stick.
All right, Bob's gonna pick it up and look inside.
All right, Bob picks up the box, looks inside. The powder is inside. It's wrapped up in a paper so as not to spill out of the box. And the box just has a small latch on it. It keeps it shut.
Bob is very excited. Runs back down to show Max the box.
You better not blow that shit in here.
Come on.
The box is about playing card sized. If you were to take maybe 3 decks of playing cards and stack them up, that's about how big it would be.
Well, just a little bit.
Not yet.
Uh,
Just put it in your pouch and help me with the jewelry.
okay. Bob puts the box away and I guess grabs whatever Max directs him to.
By the way, I'm taking the necklaces that turn stuff into stuff.
Okay, so you already have the rat necklace. You're grabbing the bird necklace that you presume going to change somebody in. But you're not certain. You shove that into the same bag as the rat necklace, and you kind of tie that up and stick it in your pouch.
Wait, I got an idea. Bob, wear this? Nah.
What else are you grabbing? You got the jewelry. You shove that into a
Yeah.
bag.
The hand is creepy. The eyes are creepy. And that's it.
Are you grabbing either of those?
Nah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
We out.
There's
Let's
nothing
return.
nothing really valuable left that you can see.
Wait. Okay. We're outside of the house right now.
If you've walked out, yeah.
Poison spray has fire, correct?
No.
Okay. I don't have nothing that does fire.
You have torches.
Yeah, you get torches and a small box of powder.
I would like to see if there's like some cloth I can wrap this head in.
You tear a piece off of the skirt that the hag was wearing before you leave, and you wrap up the head in a small bag.
Bob, you want to see a house go boom?
Why?
Just to see the house go boom.
But people live in houses.
Well, nobody lives in this house. Nobody wants to come here.
I don't know.
I just want to light up the house on fire.
Screw this. Let's just go back. I want my money.
Okay.
All right, so you guys head down the road. None of the fires along the path are actually lit anymore. So every 30 feet, I'm going to have you guys, roughly, I'm going to have you guys rolling for dexterity. Yeah. So go ahead and roll once now.
What the hell? One? Oh,
5.
wrong thing.
5. Bob-
16.
Bob slips off the path a little bit and sinks up to his knee in boggy, crappy mud. But he's able to pull his foot out. You stay the path.
Wait, I can't help out, Bob.
He's fine. He just pulls his foot out. He's just got mud in his boot now.
Oh, damn. Sorry, Bob.
You carry on a little bit further down the path. You're about halfway now. Go ahead and roll dexterity again.
19.
19. You stay the course.
15.
15. You also stay the course. You're a little further down now. You can see the edge of the tree line, the edge of the swamp. Go ahead and roll dexterity again.
Huh. 9. Yay.
13.
13. Bob, you stay the course. Max, this time you slip in. You actually fall over a little bit, and a few things fall out of your pack and are lost in the bog.
No! Fuck!
Give me 1 second here. You lost your Rolex.
What?
Yes.
No, this is not fair. Listen, just take. Fuck, what's not valuable? Take the fake coins. I know I have the fake coins.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. I put all your items and assigned them a number 1 through 6, and I rolled a die, and your Rolex came up. Sorry, mate. You can roll a fucking investigation to see if you can find it.
That's a D20.
It's a
right?
D20. Yep, D20 plus or intelligence. Sorry.
I have intelligence. Okay. 17.
17. You search around in the muck for about 5 minutes before finally giving up, as it's hopeless, and you don't think you'll ever find it again.
Well, time to buy another one.
You guys are finally at the road, and there's no danger at this point anymore. I know that wasn't actually 30 feet, so it was like a half mile. But you guys are at the road, and you turn left, make your way down the road. Bob's one boot is squishing the whole way. Max's boots are both squishing the whole and you guys come up to the town. The guards let you in, once again, without issue. They're a little bit suspicious, but they saw you leave. It's been... You guys have probably been gone for about 4 hours to get down to the actual swamp and back. The fight didn't last too long either. So they recognize you, let you right in. And you guys are now standing just inside the gate in the town of Velener. Or
I'm gonna
Velerim.
grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. Rolled okay for abilities on a seductive kobold lady.
Question.
Answer.
Is there any place in this town where a man can have a woman for a night?
Yes.
Yes.
There are a number of fine and not so fine establishments where you can share the companionship of a lady for an exchange of coin.
Me and Bob are gonna have a great night tonight after this old hag.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so you guys are standing inside the gate. You have the head of a hag at your hip. It's about... God, this has all been on the same day. It's probably 10 o'clock at night. You guys arrived right around noontime. What are you going to do?
I want to go to Dwellin.
You going to go to Demlin?
Demlin.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
I want to see what he did with the body.
It's been a pretty full day so far.
Yeah. You, as Didn't realize how late it was. You approach Demlin's shop. The door is closed. Everything's locked up. It doesn't appear that the forge is lit, but you go around the back and you peek over the gate and you see that the sheet is no longer there and neither is the body. So something's been done with the body, but you'll have to back in the morning to find out what.
Okay. So, up we go to Tokus.
All right, you make your way through the town. The guard has changed at the upper level now, and these two gentlemen question you. Though they're a little more polite than the other ones. The other guys, they have to deal with the jerky pro guy all day, and these guys don't, so they're a little better mannered. And they just kind of ask you very kindly, what's your business up in this part of town?
We killed a hag.
Wait, you killed Polly? He killed Black Polly. They killed Black Polly. Heavens to Betsy! All right, go in. The Lord will want to see you. He opens the gate and he says, if you go straight up all these stairs, up to the manor at the top of this here hill, you'll want to talk to the Lord. He'll give you a mighty fine reward.
The Lord?
Aye, the Lord. The man who runs this town.
Oh, okay.
Is that Tokus?
Yeah.
No. Tokus is the scribe to the Lord.
Ah. Up we go to the Lord then. Yo, more money. Let's fucking go.
That was Bob asking the guard.
Oh. Same answer.
But Tokus told us to do it.
Tokus told you.
Let's just go. Don't mind my
And
friend.
he kind of
gonna be
mutters
going.
something over to the guard, and I wonder what deal he had with. Well, either way, you're gonna want to tell the Lord about this. The Lord of Valoran. Now he'll not be too kind to being awoken at this hour, but I think with this kind of news, he'll certainly make an exception.
All right.
All right, you guys heading? Where are you going?
Bob shrugs and starts heading towards Tokus's place.
Okay.
Oh god.
Well, Bob has the head, so.
Yeah, I guess I'm following Bob.
All right, you guys arrive at Tokus's door. The guards can still see you. They're a little confused. I'm assuming you push the door.
Yes.
Bob pushes the door. The door falls in, and Tokus is lying not on the ground, but on a very low kind of bed couch thing off near the fireplace, just trying to keep warm. And at the sound of the door hitting the ground, he starts a little bit and looks out, and it's you guys again. He's kind of had enough of your shit at this point, but is nonetheless very happy to see you. And kind of wakes up and brushes himself off and goes, "Oh, sorry. It's a shame for you to see me like this. Have you dealt with Polly?"
Yeah.
Is this Polly?
You have.
And Bob removes the wrapped up head and unwraps it.
At the sight of this disgusting creature, just kind of dripping viscous crap on his floor, he kind of heaves a little bit and takes a moment to recover, and without really looking at you after that, he says, "Aye, that is Polly. Well, you've kept up your end of the bargain," and sort of moves over to a kind of like a china cabinet almost, but it's inside of it are more finely crafted scrolls and more gilded pieces of parchment. Moves a few of the books and the parchments and pulls a small wooden box out from a little compartment in the back and hands it over to you. He says, "I counted it out." It stinks. "I counted it out. It's all here." And he hands it to you.
Thank you.
And he's still not looking at you. He like does not want to see the head.
Bob.
Thank you.
No, thank you. You've not only done me a great service in giving me closure for Norian's death, but you've also done the town a great service. The hag had been stealing children and eating them for years.
Oh god.
Now, please
That's not very nice.
get it out of my house.
Okay.
He kind of shoos you away a little bit, like just get that thing out of here.
Bob wraps it back up and starts carrying it.
Okay.
We leave out through the door.
Okay. He again tries picking up the door. He's struggling a little bit because he's kind of tired. Long day, sitting at a desk scribing things, and a very emotionally taxing day as well. So he takes a moment to actually try and lift this door back up into position. But eventually, with the help of Bob, does get it back into place, and you do hear the tap 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 of small nails to kind of hold it just in the frame for the time being. Demlin will be back to fix it properly. You're now standing outside in the rain with 460 gold coins in a small box and the head of a green hag.
I almost forgot.
Yeah?
Bob.
Yeah.
Can you open that door again?
Huh?
Can you open that door again? Tokus door. Can you push it open?
Yeah. Why?
You forgot your jerky, bro.
But the man gives me jerky for the monies.
So, you know what? You're not hungry now?
He doesn't have the jerky.
God. Just wanted to break his door down again.
No, you did.
All right, up we go to the Lord.
Bob, are you going with him?
Okay.
All right, you both head up the stairs to the Lord's Manor. It's a very long walk all the way up. Looking behind you, through the mist of the rain, you can see that the city is even more expansive than you had originally thought. And looking slightly off to the left, you can see where the coast kind of cuts in, and you can see the port off in the distance, kind of miles away, it seems, but not really. There's a pretty heavy guard. A few of them are on patrol outside of the Lord's Manor, and they stop you, and they kind of drop their spears a little bit and ask, "What's your business this far up, this late at night?"
We killed a hag.
Oh boy, he says he killed a hag.
The other guard said to talk to somebody here.
We're here to talk to the Lord.
You're here to talk to the Lord of Velenar.
Yeah.
Or Veleran. And who sent you?
The guards down there.
Agranar.
Bob just kind of points over towards the other guards.
Hi, Agranar, that loaf. He sent him up here. He's still looking over at his other buddy who's also got the spear down. They both kind of chuckle themselves. All right, well, if you've killed the hag, how did you do it?
All right, so boom, I had her I was like holding her with this nice spell, a la Kabibi. If you, I could try it on you, but I'm like really like I need a rest right now. And then my friend Bob stabbed her like multiple times.
Bob unwraps the head and lifts it up and says, "I stabbed her through right here," and points to where her neck used to be.
They both drop their spears and they're kind of shocked. They look at Bob and they're, already shaking from the cold, but you can tell they're a little intimidated by you. They both scramble to pick up their spears and they just kind of set them upright, almost at a perfect 90-degree angle from the ground. Muscle memory at its finest. And they say, yeah, they're stuttering over their words. You want to talk to the groundskeeper.
Breathe.
And they open the big doors that lead you in to this extravagant main hallway. Marble floors, pillars 25 feet up. There is just gold trim on things where there needs to be, and there's marble where there needs to be, and it's an absolutely way too much money for what it is kind of home. and you're standing there in this foyer, this entryway. A man with a long lock of slicked-backed gray hair and a neatly trimmed little mustache that kind of curls a little bit at the sides approaches you and says, "Good evening, and how may I help you on this fine night?" As the doors kind of close behind you.
Are you the Lord?
No, I am not the Lord. I'm the groundskeeper, Beggarnai.
Where's the Lord?
The Lord is asleep.
Where?
What business do you have with him?
We killed a hag.
You killed the hag.
Alright.
You must have, if the guards have let you in. Either that or you've killed them. And if you haven't done either, they will be dead by morning. Follow me. And he brings you up into this kind of waiting area, which is just another hallway with velvet-looking carpet, just this very kind of ritzy red, laid out over beautiful stonework for the floor. In either direction, there's fine art as far as the eye can see until the halls end and just cut off again.
This looks nice.
On either side of the large painting in front of you, there are stairwells that kind of go up and meet in the middle, kind of forming a half circle with an upper level. The groundskeeper says, "Wait here," and goes up these stairs, disappears into a door for about 10 to 15 minutes, just kind of leaving you dripping on the carpet. Before he comes out with a very sloppily dressed, kind of young-looking human male who works his way down the steps, grumbling the whole way, not really happy to be there, kind of has his wig on half sideways. And he comes down and he sees you and he says, "What do you want?"
Wow, grouchy type of guy.
"You would wake me from my slumber. Of course I am grouchy. My groundskeeper tells me you've slayed the Black Polly hag."
Bob, let me get the head real quick.
Oh, okay.
I just lob the head towards him.
Before the head exchanges hands between you, the groundskeeper catches it very quickly, sensing that you're about to do something stupid as shit. He takes it and he peeks inside the cloth, not exposing the Lord of the Manor to the horrifying visage that is inside. Closes it up and turns to his master and says, "I can confirm, my lord, they have slain the green hag, Polly.
I thought it was the black hag.
Her name is Black Polly."
Oh.
And the Lord kind of just, still kind of rubbing sleep out of his eyes, says, "Very well. You've done the city a great service. And though I'm, rightfully so, quite pissed off at you for waking me from a beautiful sleep in my lovely bed," you can tell he's just really not fucking happy with you right now, "I am eternally grateful. For this, I will offer a reward of no more than 300 gold pieces. And lodging, anytime you like, at the finest tavern in this town."
Huh?
Do you accept this reward?
Yeah.
And you? And he looks over at Bob.
Does that mean we have to go somewhere else now?
You cannot stay here. You will go to the tavern and do whatever you wish. Just take the money, leave my home. You'll be welcome in the city any time. You are heroes here. The people will adore you. I, however, do not like you right now.
Oh.
It's not personal.
Okay.
You accept these terms?
Yeah.
Bob just kind of nods and turns around and starts walking.
Wait. He nods over to the groundskeeper, who then kind of just disappears around the corner for a moment, comes back, no longer holding the hag's head, but instead holding a different bag, a small leather bag. Approaches you, jingles it, and hands it to you, and then gives you directions to the tavern, explaining that you can stay at any tavern in the town that you like, but you will be perfectly at home in any of the rooms at even the finest taverns in Valoran. Now, you've received your compensation. Please leave.
Okay.
Bob just kind of nods and keeps walking.
Okay. The Lord makes his way back up into his house, and the groundskeeper goes away. You guys exit through the gates again, or through the doors of the manor, and you're now standing outside between the two guards.
Is there any shops that I can go and sell this jewelry at?
The guard looks at you and says, "Of course there is."
Are they open?
No,
Oh.
it's 11 o'clock at night.
I'm gonna take a nap.
God. Bob, we was gonna go somewhere nice tonight.
You guys make your way to a tavern, shack up for the night, and that is where we're going to call this adventure. Which, truthfully, went on a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah, same here. But I really enjoyed it.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys had fun. Yeah, for my first time, I think not too bad, huh?